Right then, get comfy. Welcome to this first, shall we say, static blog. Normally, I get to do things out and about when I'm running, but I'm trying a new setup. Might not always be like this. The general layout will probably stay the same. But I'm going to try and do a couple of these a week leading up to the 496 challenge, and then maybe carry on with my YouTube channel with other stuff I'm going to do. What I am conscious of is constantly looking at the laptop and not the camera that I'm actually using, which is just slightly offset from the laptop. And the many questions that I am going to try and answer have gone straight out my head, because all I can think of is questions from today. Shall I wear glasses? Shall I take them off? Shall I put them on? Where am I going to sit? Is the camera exactly right? So we've just had to sort of go with it and just see what happens and see how it changes and how it comes out in editing and whatever. Again, I keep looking at the laptop. Right, let's just backtrack slightly. The 496, I did a blog, or a vlog shall we say, on the run, trying to explain exactly what it was about. That is now posted on various social media. I'm going to be putting it on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, but it's on the actual Facebook page that's solely dedicated to the 496 accumulator running endurance challenge. Now, just a basic whip round the screen, what we've got here, if I can get it right. Up the very top is where the donations and pledges can be sent to, and that's at justgiving.com/fundraising/TG80, and that was purely because my dad would be 80 by now when I actually do the challenge. The one down below on the bottom, that is obviously just saying there that there's a dedicated Facebook page. I wasn't going to put the URL on there and stuff like that, because on a fixed video you wouldn't be able to click on it anyway. But that, if you just search for the 496 or the 496 accumulator running endurance challenge, most of the people that I've got on Facebook have already received some form of invite or request to join it or whatever, and a good, shall we say, a good quarter of people that are friends, family and whoever on Facebook have accepted that invitation. If you could even just give it a like, give it a once over. If you're not interested, that's fair enough, but it does keep people up to date on what's going on and what I'm actually doing. Oh, excuse me. So what am I actually doing? Well, most of what I'm doing and how it's going to be formatted is, as you can see from the background picture that's on there now. For people who don't know, the 496 is the cumulative mileage of which I intend running throughout the month of January 2021. Now, the accumulator challenge itself obviously is running based. You know, there can be elements of walking on days when I'm struggling, but in the main it's a running challenge. And what the accumulator actually means is, hence in the bottom right hand corner, hashtag RTD is run the day or run the date. I think I'm going to take it as run the date. So what that actually means is, for every day in January, of which I'm going to run every day obviously, whatever that date is, whether it's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd or 4th, I will run the equivalent mileage somewhere, whether it be locally or travelling further afield or going over some past sort of iconic routes and long distance events that I've done in the past. But basically that's what it is. I will accumulate miles every day towards the end of the month, exactly the miles that are set on that date. So for example, if it's the 24th of January, I've got to do 24 miles. Now, there are some challenges and some people that have done this challenge before, and it's only been done a couple of times that I can find. But what most people say is the miles on that day can't be split up. So, for example, again, say the 24th again, if I was to do 4 of a morning and then 20 of a night, that doesn't count. I've got to do the 24 in one block, or the 8 in one block, or the 9 in one block corresponding to that day. And then obviously they accumulate through till the end of the month, where you get the 496 from. Now, during the video that initially posted on Facebook and YouTube, highlighting what I was actually going to do in a sort of a trailer, cinematic trailer format, posed 6 questions that really cropped up when I was thinking of the challenge, or just trying to envisage doing it, and what things would actually interfere with doing it or would not enable me to do it, if you know what I mean. And one of the first questions was, could I run every day in a month? And my immediate answer to that was obviously yes. I have run every day for a month on a couple of occasions. But when you consider the fact that it's an accumulator this time of the various dated mileage, that's when you do sort of question yourself on, can I run every day for a month? I can run every day for a month, but normally the choice is mine on how many miles I do on that day within that given month. This time it's different, and it is something really big to consider, and something that is quite at the front of my mind amongst all the other questions that will be posed, and which I'll try to answer on these vlogs. The one about, can I run every day for a month with those miles in mind of that date, is quite a dubious task, really. I think at the beginning, 1 mile, January the 1st, 2 mile, January the 2nd, it's not an anticlimax, but it's almost like a non-build up to it. But when you think about 2 weeks later, when I'm entering 15th, 16th, 17th of January, those are 15 miles, followed by 16 miles, followed by 17 miles, and so on, until you hit the last. I'm sure that the last week in total comes to nearly 200 mile on its own, but it's that constant slog of accumulative mileage. So we shall have to see. Anyway, that's briefly what the challenge is about. Obviously, I shall discuss it and give you some more information as we go, but hopefully that will have tried to answer that first question. Whether it's answered it fully in my head's another matter, but we shall continue to pose and answer these questions as we go over the next few weeks. It's actually, I think I've already posted today, it's 44 days to go until we actually start. Still undecided on every day's route. Probably got about 20%, 25% of the routes, or where I'm actually going to do these daily mileage challenges. So yeah, there needs a bit of thought and a bit more preparation and a bit more planning to do with stuff like that. And I am open to any suggestions from fellow runners, fellow trotters, anybody who really knows me. If you want to message me and give me some ideas of where I could possibly run, obviously given the restrictions that we're currently under, we shall have to see. But obviously things change, and we'll just have to be guided by what's going on in the world as to where we can go and what we can actually do. But yeah, that's about it. So we'll see how that edits, see how that comes out. Hopefully it's all good, and we can do a few more over the next few days and weeks. Anyway, let's crack on.